Okay, so my name is Tanel and I come from Estonia and I'm a former VCS student. I graduated this spring and I made a film during my studies which was featured at the NAFA Film Festival, and it was called The High Cyber Cafe, and it's about an internet cafe in a Nepali village in the Himalayas.
Yeah, my name is Haukur and I come from Iceland. During my studies at VCS I did a film called Skollialis about Arctic foxes and fox hunters in Iceland, and that was featured at the NAFA Festival.
My name is Vaida. I come from Lithuania and I'm a student of Visual Cultural Studies, and this time I was part of the NAFA Film Festival organization, and yes, that's why I'm here to talk a little bit about it.
I'm Esben, and I'm from Denmark. I'm a master student at VCS Studies.
NAFA, as NAFA, it's Nordic Anthropological Film Association, and that's the association that established the festival arena, which travels from place to place, and this year it takes place in Tromsø. It took a place in Tromsø, starting from Thursday to Sunday, yesterday. So, and there were 24 films chosen to be screened during the festival, really like from all over the world.
Yeah, it's the first time for me.
Yeah, it was the first time at the festival. I screened it twice before, once here in Tromsø and then once in Iceland.
Oh, okay.
In my hometown, but it was the first festival.
Okay. And excited or nervous or?
I was much more nervous when I screened it in Iceland, in my hometown, for the because in the hall there were the man the characters in my film, they were there, and their families and lots of people from town, and I've never been so nervous in my life. But here it was pretty easy because I didn't really know anyone.
Okay. And yourself?
I was excited to screen it here because up to now I've screened it to people who are either my friends or my classmates, so they kind of they've been very close to all through the filmmaking process when we were editing it. So this was the first time I actually showed to people who are really haven't seen or don't know anything about it. So it was interesting to hear their feedback to it.
How much pre-production work goes into these kind of films? So I mean, for you, Tanel, how much? Because I remember in your interview you had said that you had you had gone to Nepal as a tourist before, and then had gone back and spent quite a lot of time.
We kind of read up quite a lot, and we do some theoretical work, but we don't do so much. I don't think we do a lot of work for the film specifically. We do it in order to find out about kind of the anthropological background of that place and the situation, but not the film as such. So we don't really write a script or anything like that.
So there's no storyboarding. You don't plan shots.
No, very little. I mean, in pre-production we basically don't plan any of the film.
Okay. Yeah. Would it be safe to say then a lot of, for example, what I really liked about your two films were the opening scenes. I thought they're the strongest out of the films I got to see at the festival, and they looked very much they were very strong and very potent. Is that something that happened then in post-production with the editing, where you found shots that you had taken and you go, right, I want to edit that in as a good, strong shot?
While on the field, while shooting, we of course then you look for kind of scenic shots and views and panoramas and stuff like that, just in order, just in case you need them for the film. And then I chose one of them for my opening scene. Yeah.
The same with you?
Yeah, same with me. Everything was kind of chosen in the editing room afterwards, in a way. So there's no, like in this kind of filmmaking, there's not really any script, really, because you don't really know what's going to happen. You don't set up things. You know, we don't set up scenes. I don't put the guys in a situation and say, no, walk there or say this.
Oh, so there's none of that at all?
No, none of that at all.
Okay. So that's all down to
everything that they say is just themselves saying that without me asking them to say it or do it.
Okay.
So there's no storyboard.
Okay. So the magic's really in the post-production.
Yeah.
Because I'll admit there were certain scenes which I thought he might have asked that person to drive the car that way just so that I can get that shot, but that didn't happen at all.
In my case, I never asked them to do anything in particular.
Okay, and the same with you.
Well, I ask them sometimes to explain something that they're doing anyway, and then I just ask to explain it to me or to the camera. Then when the camera is running, that what's he doing, and I ended up using some of that material as well. But it's not kind of my idea. The idea still comes from them. Like they just do what they do, and then I just film it.
Okay.
Yeah, but of course, like in conversations that I was sitting in the car with them, like for many nights, and of course we were having a chat the whole time. And of course when I was filming, I was kind of trying to guide the conversation into some certain path that I was hunting for. But. No, that's it.
Like I think it's safe to say that the difference between like a film school style and our style is that we don't maybe film students shoot what's in their head more, and we kind of we don't do that. We just shoot what's out there.
If I only knew. Of course, I'll try to send the film to more festivals. There's more similar kind of festivals, kind of anthropological festivals in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll try to send it to different places, see what happens, and then I don't know what happens.
All right. Was there any sort of plans? Do you want to make more films? Because as someone who's in this field, I imagine it's a lot of searching for funding.
Of course.
The next film.
Of course, of course, I'd like to do more films, obviously, but I think it depends a lot on us self to create our own projects and apply for fundings.
Okay. Do you get any help from VCS, sort of post your education? When you finish, can you rely on them to give you connections to other people?
We don't get any funding or anything like that after the VCS.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, we're good friends of the VCS, and I guess
friends help friends.
I guess we could use their network in some ways.
Mm-hmm. And it's also these events like this, like the festival, which gives you good contacts. Okay. And opportunities. But there's one other thing that I think is important when you say that the film is being screened on a festival, and when you ask what's next, then I think a very important kind of a aspect of presenting your film on a festival is listening to what people think about it, and then try to learn from that. Because, as I said, like I've shown this film to a lot of people, but they are all my friends or people who have been very close when I have been making this film. So neither they or I can really see that film with kind of new eyes. Okay. So it's good to have people who have never seen it and then talk about it and say what they think.